One decision really can change everything for you. Like a few months ago, I was sending out my emails, going on podcasts and whatnot. And as y'all saw, I took a flight out to Michigan. Took the flight there, and I could have done it virtually. Like, I could have done that podcast recording virtually, but something inside me knew I have to go in person. So I flew over there, we did the podcast. It was absolutely wonderful and incredible. Fast forward a couple weeks, podcast comes out, and one of the comments was someone who was doing an event in Philadelphia. He said, "You should come." And now I'm on my way there. But what I really want to talk to y'all about is that you have to be willing to put yourself in rooms that make you feel uncomfortable. You have to be willing to stretch beyond what you're used to. You have to be willing to take chances. And you have to be willing to say, I'm making a decision. Not a choice. Because a choice says, maybe I will, maybe I won't. A decision is to cut off all other options. I don't know why they just came to my mind, but circumcision is when you cut off the skin, and you have to cut off certain parts of yourself. You have to cut off the other options and make a definite decision. I'm going. It's not that I want to or I'm thinking about it. No, I'm going. And it's the people who make these decisions, not choices, that really achieve stuff. And I know that I'm going to be the youngest person at this event. This has just been a thing for me. Going to these, business conferences and seminars and whatnot, I'm almost always the youngest one there. But I don't allow that to limit me. I don't go in there with my shoulders shrugged and my head low and oh, what are they going to think of me? No, I walk in there chest out, head up, chin up, with audacity. Because it's not audacity out of a place of arrogance. It's audacity out of a place of competence. It is to say that I am just as valid as anyone else here. I might not know what they know. I might not have the same kind of experience that they have, but they don't have the experience I have. Because all of us have our own unique things to bring to the table. And that's not about what certificate you have or how many years experience you have. No, it's about your experiences in life. Because the way I see the world is different than how somebody else does. And the way they see the world is different from how I see it. And it's these differences that when we learn to accept one another, understand one another, and collaborate, we're able to create something beautiful. Just think about your phone and all the little parts that it's made of. There's computer chips from China. There's glass from wherever. There's materials and wires that the metal was mined in Africa and then melted down in Sweden and then refined in America and then put together in a factory. And you have to take some time to realize, wow, when we collaborate and we stop trying to, puff out our chest and say, I'm bigger and better than you, life is a really beautiful thing. And when you're willing to step out there and make a decision, and these decisions open up new opportunities to you, you realize you're really one decision away from changing your life. And this isn't, to me, it's not just about, I want to get the biggest car and I want to get the most money and I want this and I want that. No, I am doing this because deep down, I want to be able to help my mom and my family and my siblings out. I want to be able to, provide for my wife and kids in the future. I want to be able to help humanity. I want to be able to inspire other people and show them that, just because your life might not have been perfect, just because your family situation might not have been perfect, that don't mean that you just stop and give up. No. You just gotta find a way. And when you take decisions and you put yourself out there, the way will show itself to you. You know, back in March, I used to send out my emails myself. Like, I would have to find a school or find a podcast or whatever, track down their email address, write an email to them, send the email, and run all that myself. It was hard, but I was doing it. And then I went to this virtual event, like this virtual Zoom meeting, and it was for this thing called Speaker Hub, which I had never heard of. Well, actually, before that, I saw this other speaker on Instagram. So I DM'd him, and he told me about this meeting, like this Zoom meeting. It was called Speaker Hub. So I hop on, we start talking. One thing leads to another, and I tell the guy named Ron, who at the time I didn't know he owned it. He starts asking me about, oh, well, Lawrence, what do you speak about? How long you been doing it? So I start telling him about myself and what I do and how I help people and whatnot. And he starts crying, and like, now he gave me a lifetime membership to it for free because he saw in me that this kid is like working. I'm really putting in the work, and I'm taking the steps necessary to, you know, build something. I'm doing it the right way. I'm not trying to, you know, hurt anybody. I'm trying to help people. And we got a lot of people trying to hurt others. We need more people trying to help each other. So he gave me that for free. And now it has allowed me much bigger opportunities. It has allowed me to send podcasts faster. It has allowed me to do my meetings more efficiently. I've learned business tactics from that group. I've learned sales techniques and communication skills and so many things. But none of this would have been possible if I didn't make a decision to just start posting my YouTube videos. None of this would have been possible if I didn't make a decision to say I'm going to commit to this. None of this would have been possible if I didn't make a decision to say I'm going to write a book on this. None of this would have been possible if I just didn't start. And you don't got to have it all figured out to start. You got to start to figure it out. And you don't have to figure it all out at once. You just have to figure something out and then figure some more out. And then the path will show itself. It's like the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And most people forget to take the first step because they're so focused on the other 9,999 miles, whatever. And you have to get out of your head. You have to realize that if I don't do something, nothing's going to happen. If I don't decide, I can't change anything. And if you want to change something, if you want to improve your mental health, if you want to improve your life, if you want to make more money, if you want to start a business, you just got to start. And that's why, like, I know it's hard to start. Like, trust me, I know it's hard too. That's why I love helping people with that. So if you're a teen or young adult and you want to get some advice, you can book a call with me in the YouTube link below. You can also purchase my books on Amazon. And if you're a podcast host, school principal, or you run a youth-focused organization and you're looking for podcast guests or speakers for your event, you can contact me at lawrence@lawrenceharris.com. Have a wonderful, blessed day. I got to go here to this event.